Good afternoon. This is Dr. John Ewing with Spirit Lake Wellness. Today we're going to talk about the reward anticipation system. When we get ready to do something, we summon up energy, and eventually we stop thinking about it and go. So we have basically two different modes. We have pause and plan, and stop thinking and go. The reward anticipation system is what helps motivate us to get up and go. The reward system is what makes us get ready to hop. In fact, the word happy is related to the word hop. So when we feel like hopping around, we feel hoppy, we feel happy. The reward system helps to facilitate this feeling. The reward system consists of two structures, the VTA and NA, the ventral tegmental apparatus and nucleus accumbens. If you hold up your fist, and you imagine that the spinal cord is your forearm going up into your wrist, your fist is the brainstem. And then on the outside of the brainstem is the cortex. The cortex is that wrinkled up outer part of the brain. So if you look then right at your palm and up underneath your fingers, that is where the reward system is located. Fibers from the reward system go to the frontal lobes. And when the reward system is activated, it inhibits frontal lobe activity. So why should I care about the frontal lobes? When we get up to do something fun, it is the reward anticipation system that motivates us to look for that fun thing to do. This system is capable of shutting down the frontal lobes with an energetic surge of anticipation. Without the reward system, we would be stuck on pause mode. We would watch opportunities pass us by and never reach for them. The reward activation system helps us to approach opportunities and can also sometimes help motivate us to avoid things. So fear and reward is something that's in balance. As the prospect of reward increases and fear diminishes, we are more likely to tip the balance in favor of action. However, because the reward system can shut down the frontal lobes, this can derail our intentions and cause us to do things that we had not planned on. In fact, this reward system can sometimes be activated and cause us to do things that we had earlier decided not to do. For example, imagine that you wanted a new watch or some piece of jewelry. But on the other hand, you wanted to save your money. You wanted to pay off that credit card. So you, on the one hand, imagine yourself with the new thing. On the other hand, you imagine yourself struggling with debt. It depends on which way the balance goes as to what you will do. When the reward system is fully activated, we lose our inhibitions and we get wild and crazy. And people love to be wild and crazy. They love to have a good time. But sometimes people do silly things, dangerous things, and they end up causing themselves a lot of trouble when they haven't thought about what they're doing. So it's very helpful to be able to have fun, but at the same time pause and make sure that your fear, your desire to be safe, is in balance with your desire to have fun. The reward system is critical for our survival. It's also very helpful when we want to have fun. So the reward system is on the underside of the brainstem, and it sends fibers to the frontal lobes. When the reward system is activated, it sends dopamine through those fibers to the frontal lobe. The frontal lobe then kicks out glutamate, and the glutamate wakes up the hippocampus. The new and pleasant memory is then recorded with mood lights and music. These special types of memories then become the ideals from which we select the things that we might want in the future. These are the desires that we have, those stars that guide us through our lives. Some substances can tickle the reward anticipation system, resulting in the release of dopamine. The brainstem adapts to these substances by inhibiting the release of dopamine. This results in a hangover. We are familiar with people that drink alcohol and lose their inhibitions and have a great time and are very sorry the next day. This also happens with other substances of abuse. In fact, the substance doesn't care what we do with it. It should actually be called self-abuse. Because trying to get high with substances is actually self-defeating, it is very helpful if we study other ways of activating that reward system and having a great time. This is Dr. John Ewing talking today about the reward system, and as we go forward, we hope to learn better ways to have fun, pleasure, and cultivate internal balance. Thank you.
This has been a production of Spirit Lake Wellness Incorporated. To learn more about our wellness education projects, visit www.spiritlakewellness.org. Copyright 2017, all rights reserved.